Hello, friends. You are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updates of things happening around you. I appreciate every one of you that have subscribed to this channel. And if you have not subscribed, I say thank you very much, because I know that at the end of this news, you are going to subscribe. And I want you to press the red button and also the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime we publish any news. Thank you very much once again. Former Coza staff narrates how Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo allegedly raped her. A former staff of Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, Coza, has again accused Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo of raping her. The lady, who hid her identity and her face while narrating her story in an interview with YTV, said the incident happened in 2017 at the pastor's house. She said she was an employee of Coza who worked directly with the pastor and was also a member of the church. According to her, Pastor Fatoyinbo asked her to come to his house outside Nigeria on the particular day, a Thursday morning, to take some instructions and go for an errand, but the scenario changed after he stopped discussing the church and grabbed her towards him. She said, Biodun Fatoyinbo raped me sometimes in 2017 September at his apartment outside Nigeria. We were discussing in his office on the church before I knew it. We were discussing on the couch. Before I knew it, he drags me towards him. He took off my zipper, one hand putting me to the couch. At that point, I didn't know what to do because I had a fight sexual abuse as a teenager. I felt I had put myself in the space. Everything moved quickly from there, and then he started trying to pull me into a hug and started kissing me, which I found shocking. I had known him as a spiritual leader, and I was about to witness the opposite of everything that I had thought he stood for. I was too shocked. It was a couch. I don't know whether I should hold on to something. I remember telling him continuously, you can't do that, you can't do that. I just kept telling him to stop, but he kept telling me to relax. If you know him, you would know he is a weak person but has the appearance of strength. He was not moved by my pushing and did not relent to stop. After that, he took off his pants and did what he wanted to do. As soon as that was over and he saw I was in tears, he apologized and he was sorry, and I didn't mean to, but I was just interested in getting out of there. After the incident, I still had to work with him. It happened in the last quarter of 2017, but I still stayed till July 2018. All that time, I already had a disconnect in the church, which I was just there because there is what I was committed to. He flipped from sweet, amazing person who was my mentor to something else. I remember that for the first time, I saw a completely different person. I saw him as someone who showed you what you want to see. When you meet him or interact with him, who you see is that charismatic leader who tells you to aspire, go out and do amazing things. He tried to appear like someone who understands the word, but the person I met that day was completely different. Even though he apologized, I vowed not to talk about it again. After that time, he went back to Nigeria. I was not in Nigeria at that time. I still had to do things for the church despite the fact that I felt I no longer belonged there. Pretty much, I didn't go to his apartment to have sex with me, but for work. I told him to stop. He raped me and I didn't give my consent. As a matter of fact, I never saw him as anything than a pastor. I stayed in the church because I thought they were trying to do things differently, but then they were being deliberate. They are aware of how much power they have. They know how much people adore them and how important and witty their words are, and they exploit them. There is a culture of silence in the church. It's supposed to be a safe place, but it's not. Hello guys, this whole case is just really messy. It's really not a new thing. There is nothing that is happening now that has not really happened in the past, and it will continue to happen. It's just for people to be more knowledgeable. It's for people to be more wise. It's for people to be more clever. But unfortunately, I don't really want to talk about whether the pastor did this or the pastor did not do it, or whether the person that is granting this interview was saying the truth or not. That is just not what I really want to talk about. One thing about Christianity is that we have failed ourselves. We have failed in ourselves. We don't even believe in ourselves. And one thing, you say you serve God and there is no connection. There's that's no connection between us and God that we even profess that is our God. Most people just believe, okay, somebody has come to preach to me, or this is a person who is a custodian of the word. And at the end of the day, you just put all your whatever, all your life, all your trust, all your belief on that person, forgetting that that person is a man, forgetting that that person, you have the same right. We all have equal rights before God. But we tend to diminish ourselves. We tend to look down on ourselves. We tend to look ourselves as if we are nothing. And that is why these people really take advantage of us. And just like what one of the statements the guy made is that these people know the kind of power they have, the kind of influence they have on people. Most Christians are so gullible. That's why you be seeing them, daddy, 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 mommy, 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 all of those kind of things. It's very irritating. Who is God to you? Somebody will be quoting, my daddy said, my daddy in the Lord said, hey, Gio said, my mommy in the Lord said. What did the Bible say to you? What is your relationship with God? What is your personal encounter with God? You don't have any. You are just looking at somebody who has just dedicated himself that I want to really serve God. Because it's just a matter of, separating yourself that, okay, you want to go into a venture, you want to go into a business, you want to go into a particular career. Because the person wants to do that. That is why you feel that the person is more knowledgeable than you are. I tell you the only thing, what you think that you cannot do, what other people do better than you, because they have really taken their time to move in that direction for a very long time, and maybe they have that desire. If you have a desire to do something, you will be better at it. And that is why you see these pastors, because they've dedicated themselves, they just feel that they want to work for God full time. And you are reading from Genesis to Revelation, you are reading Bible over and over again. You will be used to those scriptures. There's nothing there in quoting scripture. Every one of us, you can quote scripture. If you read, just like if you go to school, you'll be able to read. When you read, when the exam time comes, you'll be able to pour down everything that you have read. And that's just how the Bible is. But another level is when you begin to meditate on the word that you have read and trying to practicalize those words, so that those words will not just be ordinary words. That is just the difference. But these guys here, they know how to quote Bible from place to place, and that's why you see that they start to model a lot of things. And because we are lazy as Christians, we don't even want to take responsibility. You just want somebody to pray for you. Who told you that if you open your mouth and pray to God, God will not answer you? Who said so? Who told you until somebody prays for you? I'm not saying maybe you don't have try to, join your faith with other people. But the Bible has not told you that if until somebody prays for you, or until one thing happens, if in as much you can open your mouth and confess your sin, in as much you believe, no matter how little your faith is, that is just what the Bible says. But most of the time we don't even read the Bible. Even for the people that even read the Bible, they don't even practice it. They just believe that, okay, it is this set of people that have read it, okay, God speaks through them. Of course, it's not as if God does not speak through them. God can speak through you. God can speak through you. And one thing is that people just believe and they replace God. They replace God instead of their pastor. Instead of Jesus, they now see their God. They see their pastor as the intermediary between them and God, or as the mediator. Jesus is the mediator. And that's why at times when people are giving testimony in church, until they will call pastor, when I called my pastor, when I called daddy, when I called mommy, I am not saying all those things shouldn't happen. But some people just feel if they have not called their pastor, even in giving testimony, they've not really given testimony. They just want to, whether knowingly or unknowingly, unconsciously, they just try to give glory back to that pastor. So at the end of the day, people don't even know who they are before God. They don't know who they are before God. They have replaced, Jesus with their pastor. Though they just believe it is just pastor that can talk to God, for them. And that's how you see a lot of problems that we have. if it's out of, if we can give God the kind of respect people give to God, to their pastors, if you can even give 10 or 20 or 30 or 40% of that respect you give to your pastor, if you give it to God, I believe you me, our life would have transformed for better. I would have been so closer to God that you don't even see anybody. You can join your faith with people. You can say, okay, pray along with me, but by the time you start putting all your belief, all your faith in a pastor, whatever your pastor tells you, that is what you are going to do. Some will even tell you, oh no, I'm going to, even if God comes from heaven, even Jesus comes from heaven and tells me not to pay tithe, I will not agree to that. I must pay tithe because my pastor has said, my pastor has said it. People have said it. I'm not even going into the issue of tithe, but I'm just giving an example. Some will tell you, if God, even Jesus comes from heaven, even Holy Spirit comes from heaven and tell me not to do this, I will still continue to do it because my pastor has said it. That is to tell you the level at which they have taken their pastor. And that is why you see problems all over the place. You see even some married women, they will be kneeling down, oh, daddy, 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 oh, daddy in the Lord. But the kind of respect. And if you look at it, even the person they are calling daddy self is not up to their husband in age or in everything. They will be kneeling down, oh, daddy this, daddy that, daddy this, daddy that. What is all of those things? Respect is reciprocal. You respect everybody. Respect the anointing of God upon everybody. Just give everybody respect. That's it. If you can give somebody, even a cleaner in the church, even an usher, give that person the kind of respect you give to your pastor. Give that usher. Give that a gate man, at the gate of the church. Give everybody you see, whether the person is a Christian, whether the person is not a Christian, whether the person is a drunk, whether the person, perceived, or you think that the person is a sinner. Give everybody respect. If you can give everybody respect, you have really done your own part. But by the time you start to place some people higher, and that's why those people will take advantage. That's why you see most pastors, they take advantage of people. And meanwhile, there is something I have discovered on my own. Most pastors are so arrogant. They are really, majority of them, they are so arrogant. They just believe that, without them, or maybe because they have been in ministry, because they've been studying the word over the time, you are just coming up, who are you to tell them? They believe, they will be asking you, which what is it called? What is the name of this school? Theology school have you gone to? Which training have you gone? Have you got? They have that belief. Do you know how long I've been in the ministry? Do you know this and this and this and this and that? Good and fine. But because we are as a people, we have left our own responsibility. There is supposed to be a relationship between us and God. But people have really left that and begin to focus on pastors. So this issue of the pastor he has those areas to settle with God. That is between him and God. And if the court wants to take, or the law or the constitution wants to take its course, if they want to go ahead and do investigation, if he's found wanting or if he's found guilty, he will go in for it. So that is just my own contribution, my own take on all of this issue, because the whole thing is so messy. Whether the person granting the interview, whether the person saying the one that they are accusing the pastor is right or wrong, they know among themselves. But my own opinion is that let people be wise. If you want to serve God directly. Serve God directly. We place too much emphasis on pastors, and it shouldn't be. Even God said he will not share his glory with anybody. Even by so giving much attention to your pastor, you are sharing God's glory with him, and God will not be happy with you. That is just what I believe. Hello, guys, I would like you guys to put down your comments in the comment section and let us deliberate this. Even it might be outside all this nasty or messy word. Thank you very much for always listening. Bye.